Item 7, consent calendar. All items are considered routine or implemented earlier council action and may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless requested. Anything on consent?
Through the chair,
Irene?
I'd like to pull 7G, please.
7G. Anything else?
Through the chair,
Marty?
7C, please.
7C, 7G.
Through the chair,
Yes.
item 7F as in Frank.
F as in Frank. Okay. Any other action on the remainder of the consent?
Move to approve. Second.
Motion is second to approve the remainder of the consent calendar on the question. All in favor?
Aye. Through the chair.
Marty? Rico?
In regards to the warrant register, I do want it noted that I am not approving or in favor of the Myers-Nave.
Okay. Item 7C, adopt a resolution approving the final map and authorizing the city manager to execute an improvement agreement and maintenance agreement, a stormwater treatment measures maintenance agreement, and an agreement regarding improvements in the right-of-way for the Plaza project at 406, 418 San Mateo Avenue. Marty?
So the reason why I pulled this item is because it's a big event. We're that much closer to getting the old theater, I guess, the new phase, the Plaza Apartments, and I kind of would like staff to share what is happening there, how close are we to breaking ground, and what the schedule would be like for that project to get completed, because a lot of people are really interested in it. So if you could please share that.
Through the chair, just a brief update on the Plaza project as requested by the Vice Mayor. As you go forward tonight and consider approving these agreements, the next step really would be for the developer, Saris Regis, to go forward with shoring of the site to prepare for vertical construction. We're expecting that if these agreements are approved tonight, that the next stage shoring would begin in August, and hopefully by mid-August. After that construction period, the next step would be for the project to go into full construction, and we do expect about a 24-month construction period. So we would expect the project to be completed and ready for occupancy in approximately 2 years. So that's a very brief update. I'd be happy to respond to any further questions as you may have them.
Anything else?
Just one quick one. Who should the public call if they have some safety question or a fence is falling down or they just observing kids in the construction area? Is there a number that is available to the public, and will that be posted? And
Yes, there will be a posted sign with a contact name and phone number. And so as there are any issues that arise during the construction period, Saris Regis and their contractors will be required to post a sign with a contact person's name and phone number.
okay, thank you.
Any action on 7C?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second on 7C on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 7F, adopt a resolution amending the city classification plan by adopting position descriptions for accountant, fire battalion chief, fire captain, revenue operations supervisor, and systems administrator positions, and adopting salary ranges for revenue services supervisor and systems administrator positions. Rico?
Thank you. Specifically in the fire captain and battalion chief. So a lot of my questions were answered. I was at the personnel board meeting as they reviewed these and brought them forward to us. Under the physical demands, as under the captain, it says frequently lift and or move up to 25 pounds and occasionally lift and or move up to 150 pounds. Obviously, they go out, they're responding to us, to our family members, and I'm wondering how we come up with the limitations of the pounds and how has that arrived, because obviously some folks do weigh over 150 pounds, and I think if they go out on a normal shift, they may be doing that more than on occasion.
What we try to put the physical requirements consistent with the positions, and 25 pounds on a frequent basis, lifting equipment, lifting apparatus, different sorts of things. But the 150 pounds is for patients, and there usually are a couple of firefighters that assist. The person wouldn't be typically lifting 150 pounds on a regular basis. There would be some assistance.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a disaster or an emergency, having to go up the ladder, bring somebody down as quickly as possible, throwing them over their back, or however the best means are to save a life. So are we consistent with other jurisdictions as far as the weight limitations?
Yes, we are. We look at other cities for requirements and are being consistent with that.
Also, I know that what's modified here in these levels are the experience, specifically, years of experience in various aspects. And also, obviously, we need to be available for strike teams in the battalion chief area. So my understanding is from that meeting, listening, was that we are modifying it to where it once was. But we had changed it through the course because of our potential shared services with Central. Is that fair?
That's correct.
So we are actually going back to the way it once was prior to that endeavor.
So with an additional change, so prior to the pre-consolidation, we had minimum qualifications that were slightly higher than some of the two jurisdictions that we were merging with. We went back to be consistent when we merged the job descriptions to lower our minimum qualifications and then phase it in to eventually trying to get back to the original qualifications that we had pre-merger. With the consolidation effort no longer happening, we went back to our original minimum qualifications. For example, bachelor's degree, which was not required in the merged job descriptions. And then we also added or made the change to experience to allow for a broader-based applicant pool when we go out for recruitment.
Okay, and thank you for the explanations. The only thing I do have is on the weight. I think that I'd like to see that looked into. Obviously, we have worker comps, matters that can arise, and I want to have a realistic assessment if that's truly the weight and our other jurisdictions. I just think that, again, for the work that they do and what they're required to do, I think 150 pounds sometimes is a little light to, in my opinion. I'm not in that field. I'm not in public safety, but I do think we ought to be thinking about that for the future.
Okay. Any other questions or action on item 7F?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second on 7F on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
7G, accept the resignation from Culture and Arts Commission member, declare vacancy, and direct the city clerk to initiate the process for appointment of a new member. Irene?
Thank you. I just want to acknowledge Tammy Parker is the person who has resigned. She is moving out of the area, and she's served on the Arts and Culture Commission since its beginning, which has been over 14 years now. And she also has served as chair, and I just want to express my appreciation and the rest of the council's appreciation for all her hard work.
Great.
And making the Culture and Arts Commission what it is.
Great. It's come a long way. A lot of it because of her. So, action on 7G.
Move to approve?
Motion second to approve 7G. All in favor?
Aye.